Hey everybody, what's going on? This is Frankie B, and I am right back on the art. As you can see, I have my one of my favorite characters from the 80s. Man, I still remember the actual TV commercials and stuff for the toy. Although I can honestly say I don't think I ever owned the toy. I wanted to have it, but for some reason I never got it, which is sad. Man. But anyway, before I even get ahead of myself, I just want to say thank you so much for, taking the time and just to drop by my humble little channel. It's just a little slice of my artistic life, and I appreciate the fact that you took the time to push that button and to look at the video and hopefully got something out of it. You look at it, if it inspires you, that's wonderful. If you dig my art, that's wonderful too. Please feel free to leave a comment. I'm digging the comments that I'm getting from people. If you look at the responses, I tend to respond back pretty quickly if I can. Although things are starting to pick up, that's not a problem. I'll always make time to respond back. There's no reason not to. So anyway, I'm doing a bunch of sketch covers because there are going to be some auctions coming up. And again, the life of being a commercial illustrator and a freelance artist, my mindset is I have to think, 10 steps ahead, So if I have the time, I got to work on, try to build up my, if I was a squirrel, my stash of nuts. Build up your stash of nuts so then you have stuff ready so then you're not freaking out. Because I also have, due to the very successful Kickstarter campaign that me and Matthew had for Kajus and Cowboys, now the fulfillments are coming in and I'm going to have to start working on some sketch cards for people. So that's looming. So that's got to get done too. So as always, I try to tell many creatives out there, artists, writers, that you should be mindful of your time. You know how much time you're going to be putting in this stuff, but also you have to be respectful of the fact that people have paid into something, and there's no need for them to be waiting months and years to get something back. I mean, it's just that doesn't work in the real world. If you're going to a mechanic or a plumber or any kind of contractor out there or any business and people were taking a ton of time getting the stuff to you, I'm sure you'd be not happy by that. So anyway, this is how I deal with it, in which I just say, okay, boom, I'm just going to try to bang out as many of these sketch covers as I can. And then when the time comes for the auction, I'll have a nice stash of artwork available so that I can be able to put it up on the auction. But anyway, this time around, I have ROM the Space Knight, and this is from, let's see, 2016. Yeah, it's like I went on this whole big thing for a little bit where I was picking up a ton of blank sketch covers, and I just sort of put them away, and I said, oh, I'm gonna draw them or whatever, and then nothing ever came of it. And so now it's funny, it's just fate has put it where now this is the time to start digging them up and putting them out there. People are really liking them, so it's definitely a way for me to get more of my artwork into forever homes of collectors. So in my last video where I was doing Ultron and a zombie Hulk, I decided to go old school again, and I brought out this lovely item, which is the Royal brush. This is an old friend of mine. I had this tucked away, actually I got a few of these tucked away, and this is what I used to do before the Pentel brush pen. I would use regular ink, and I would use inkwell. And the ink of choice that I love, that I've stuck with, is Sumi ink. And this is Yasutomo Sumi ink, and I've stuck with this for years. Love it. I'm not sure if the brand is even still around, but I still got enough to get me through, but since I'm going through this phase of doing some stuff old school, why not? Now, mind you, the reason why I do Pentel brushes is because, again, it's a speed thing. The Pentels are great too. I mean, not, because I'm not throwing shade those are really good. I mean, speed wise, the black on them is fantastic, and these nice little it just makes it much more easier. But there's something about going classic, going old school, and that's what this is. With that though comes the danger. In the past, I remember I've had ink accidents, and I think any inker out there has probably had a few ink accidents here and there where you ink is splashed on artwork, or ink is I remember once having ink spill on my floor, and it just was a nightmare. I think it was a rug, and it just destroyed the rug. It was just useless. So anyway, so yeah, fond memories. This time around, I'm going to be ultra careful. Now, usually, you can't see on my right hand side, I have a just a simple comic book backing board. I use that as my way to sort of as I'm testing the ink, the flow of it and stuff, so I can get a nice solid point on it and stuff like that. So it's always good. I would suggest to probably have like some kind of piece of paper on the side or whatever, and even to have like a napkin. Sometimes to have a nice napkin, just in case if you get too much saturation of ink in your brush, you just want to sort of, maybe dab it a little bit, just to get rid of excess. Whatever is comfortable for you. So anyway, let's do this. All right, first I'm gonna put this on the side. In my more mature age, as I'm maturing, I'm starting to get much more careful on how I was much more when I did inking. It was I would just jump right in there. It was a very abrasive approach to it. My attitude was like, screw it, I'm just gonna go ahead and do it and whatever. And yeah, stuff came out looking good sometimes, but still, it was like, what a nightmare. So now I'm gonna go in my inkwell, get some ink. This brush has a nice long, nice tip down there. So here we go. Now the thing about it is that you can't allow yourself to get to overthink any of this. It's almost like, well, it's kind of funny, just like driving, or I guess getting on a bike. You have to commit to it. And if you happen to crash, let's just say crash your bike, then you crash your bike, and hopefully it's not too much of a major crash that causes a lot of bodily injury, and that that you can just dust yourself off and get back up. That's how I learned how to ride a bike. I crashed a couple of times. Oh man, it's crazy stuff I did with my bike back in the day. Ooh, it's crazy. I had my bike was a huge bike. I think it had 24-inch tires at the time. It was called a Baja bike. And yeah, I remember some of my friends, they had Huffies. And I remember the biggest thing back then were, what was it? Mongoose, Cobra Grip, Cobra Grip grip handles for bikes. That was like a big thing, Cobra Grips. My friends, we used to bunny hop and all kind of little tricks and stuff. Had our little group get into a bunch of mischievous things. Trying to, I remember once we would always try to act out weird things. I remember once we tried to act like we were like the Voltron Force. And we literally were riding our bikes and we're like, I'll form the head. Yeah, shouting it out. I'll form the head. You form the head. And then, riding our bikes in formation. Ah, the memories. Now, the thing about Rom the Space Knight, what a great story. I love what Marvel did. Marvel's Rom the Space Knight was really well done. Now, I will also note really quick that one pain in the neck thing is that I have my power cord on. I'm filming this right now with my iPhone, which has been fantastic. But I have a power cord on there. And so because of the brush, always I have to be mindful that I don't bump into it. But it's not too much of a problem. It's just forcing me to be much more mindful. So anyway, Rom the Space Knight, Marvel, great series, man. It's another one where I'm probably have to get the whole collected thing and just, I'm currently reading, well, I have two versions of Werewolf by Night. Like I have the black and white version, volumes that they did. And then a friend of mine for Christmas sent me a color one, hardcover, big hardcover one. So it's the color comic. And I'm currently just reading that. That one's really nice too. Love Werewolf by Night. That's like my dream, like if Marvel, MCU, if they go down the the darker side with Blade and stuff like that. That's one character I think would be a really cool story. It's almost like he's almost like Bruce Banner in that sense, just on a more dealing with lycanthropy. So it'd be cool to have a character like that dealing with his like that curse. But even in early stories, he was somewhat mindful, like he was almost aware of what he was doing, which I thought was pretty cool. You know, I love the Benicio del Toro Wolfman movie that came out. Oh, that was so good. It just, you know, just showing the power of the Wolfman was incredible. Like they really like the fact of how fast he can run and move, especially when he's running on fours. That was great. And physically strong. Like that's what I was really hoping when they were considering that whole universal monsterverse, where we get these characters, these legendary characters, and just I know, so much potential. It would have been nice, especially the creature from the Black Lagoon too. That would have been really nice. Maybe one day somebody can, with a vision, can take it. Yeah, it's pretty wild, man. Going back to my using a brush. Surprisingly, I wasn't really intimidated by it. I've been drawing a lot of late, so happy to say that I wrapped up my short story for the new log, and it was fun. It was definitely fun. It was something that Ski, the creator of log, he hooked it up. It feels like he definitely made one it was geared to my wheelhouse, so that was fun. But I will admit that I can't wait to start working on Kajus and Cowboys. In my head, I see these images of just trying to capture that sense of the old spaghetti westerns and stuff, you know, and just even overall the westerns where the sense of just like, you know, vast distance, and like you got the lone small human being against the territory, you know, against the landscape, and they're just like so small and seems almost like impossible to kind of even travel across it, but they get across it. That kind of stuff. It's like, how do you draw that visually? That's the challenge I'm looking forward to, especially since it's an alien world, so I can really push myself. But I'm definitely going to be using reference to different things and then, you know, changing it up here and there. Wow, it's looking good. Yeah, he's always been the Space Knight's always been like a really cool character. Well, he's just simple. I think that's the thing. I mean, in the new IDW version, they put ribbing on him and stuff like that, like on his body and stuff like that, like you know. And I don't know. I don't know. I'm just a huge fan of just like sometimes you don't have to get really crazy. Like it's like the Shadows. The Shadows, a guy, he had like a red scarf around his face and he wore like a trench coat and, you know, and that kind of thing, and that was it. I just feel sometimes you can get bogged down with too much stuff, you know. All right, too many accessories. So there you go. Look at that. In my previous video, I was stating how like me and Jess we work out like we work out like around 4 a.m. pretty much, just about, and we decided to do a bicep and tricep. We do this this program called HasFit, which is it's actually, they have YouTube programs and stuff. They're really good, and a lot of the working out is based on, you know, by using dumbbells and body weight and stuff like that. Just really great stuff, you know, stuff that we have too. So that's good. So anyway, we decided to you know, move up and just do a total like triceps bicep workout yesterday, and I have to admit I am feeling it. It's good. I mean, it's a good thing, because it's like when you feel pain, not pain where it what's the word I'm looking for, incapacitates you. You don't want to be feeling that, but it's a good burn. It's like, you know, that your muscles have been taxed to their point, and then, you know, now this is where the building can start. That's the good stuff, and I'm really like excited by that. But boy, oof, you know, it's funny. I'm so much more conscious of it now, because I'll be 51, and you know, I'm starting to really, you know, well, I've been, for the last couple of years, been very conscious of, you know, my body and stuff like that, and making sure to just keep this machine going. You dig? I think most people that are in my age bracket too, I think we have a different approach on looking at our health and wellness and stuff like that. It's a lot different. Something where you see a lot of people, especially like in their 60s and 70s, and they're just out there running and doing whatever. It's incredible. Now let's see the dire wraiths. The dire wraiths. Oh my God, the coolest, freakiest creatures, man. Oh man, I remember these stories. Oh, these are so cool. It's like, man, it would be so nice, but I don't think they can do it. I think because Hasbro owns the rights. So I don't think it could ever happen, like for Rom to appear in the MCU, which is unfortunate. But boy, man, the dire wraiths, oh, amazing creatures, so creepy. And I love the fact that they dealt with like sorcery. So it was this clear, defined thing where you had science against sorcery. All right. Well, this is another one of my mashup videos. So again, it's going to be me just talking, as I've been doing for the last few minutes, and then I'm going to switch over to hyperlapse. So things are going to speed up. But anyway, I just want to once more thank you again for coming by and hanging out with me for a little bit. And as always,